You may all be seated. I'm Michael Helmick. I'm the president of Western Piedmont Community College, and on behalf of the administration and the trustees of the college, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2019 Spring Induction Ceremony of the Alpha Gamma Mu Chapter of Phi Theta Kappa organization at Western Piedmont Community College. To be a member of PTK, Phi Theta Kappa, a student must have an outstanding academic record. A student must be enrolled in an associate's degree program and must maintain a 3.5 grade point average to become a member and to remain a member. Students must also demonstrate outstanding moral character and be invited to join the organization. PTK is not for everyone, but it is an attainable goal for the hardworking, dedicated student. You should remember that each of you here tonight did not achieve this goal all by yourself. You had help from teachers, staff members, family, friends, and colleagues who assisted you in a number of ways as you persevered in your quest for academic and personal excellence. You should take the time tonight and over the next several days to say thank you to your support group. And also thanks to those of you who are in attendance tonight for your assistance in helping these students become the fine individuals that they are. On behalf of all the faculty and staff of Western Piedmont Community College, I congratulate this group of inductees. You have worked hard to earn the right to call yourself a member of PTK, and you should accept this responsibility with pride and continue to persevere in your efforts toward an advanced degree. It's now my pleasure to introduce Rhea Crawford, the Vice President for Academic and Student Success. Rhea.
Thank you, Dr. Helmick. I also want to welcome you to the PTK induction ceremony. It is my honor to introduce you to our speaker tonight. His name is Danny Dixon. He is the program coordinator for our criminal justice program here at Western Piedmont. He has been employed here at Western Piedmont since 1996. And I think you're in for a treat. Danny?
Thank you very much. Dr. Helmick, PTK advisors, colleagues, distinguished family and friends, PTK inductees. It's with great pleasure to be given this opportunity to deliver this spring 2019 induction ceremony address. The field of criminal justice is expected to grow through 2020, and the job outlook is excellent. However, we're not here to address criminal justice issues, but to honor the inductees tonight that have been selected due to their dedication and achievements. I felt it was a great honor in 2003 when former Western Piedmont President Dr. Jim Burnett asked me to become an advisor to the Alpha Gamma Mu chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. Over the next 6 years, with strong administrative support, I had the grand opportunity to become a part of a society and not a club. Here, the students that were selected as leaders, not followers, and represented the top 10% of this college. Such membership was by invitation only. Membership provides opportunities for the public recognition, acknowledgement of superior scholastic achievement by faculty, college administrators, and peers, which this ceremony tonight is all about. Such acknowledgement bolsters academic motivation and enhances student success. Over the past years, I have listened to my colleagues address this ceremony with remarks made about an array of noble subjects, I'm sorry. You can tell where my mind's been today, which led me to a sense of pride and well-being. And I rehearsed this speech quite a bit. Tonight, I'd like to briefly comment on why all of us are here. So the $6 million question is the most popular, asked, and most frequent question is, what is Phi Theta Kappa? I know that's what my students ask of me. Phi Theta Kappa traces its beginnings back to a society that originated at St. Stephen's College in Columbia, Missouri in 2010. Today, Phi Theta Kappa is the largest honor society in America in higher education, with more than 2 million members and 1,200 chapters located in all 50 of the United States, U.S. territories, British Virgin Islands, Canada, Germany, and the Marshall Islands. Annually, approximately 100,000 students are inducted into Phi Theta Kappa. To be eligible, student must complete a minimum of 12 hours with an associate degree course of work, generally earn, of course, an average of 3.5 or higher. And students must maintain that high academic standard throughout their enrollment. The initials of the three mystic Greek words symbolizing Phi, Theta, and Kappa associates meanings with the terms wisdom, aspiration, and purity. So how do we correlate this explanation of the symbols into everyday life? To begin with, wisdom can be defined as the coordination of knowledge and experience and its deliberate use to improve well-being. With this definition of wisdom in mind, in which all of these criteria do you tend to fall into? A person who is wise has self-knowledge. A person seems sincere and direct with others. Others ask wise people for advice. A wise person's actions are consistent with his or her ethical beliefs. Wisdom often requires control of one's self-emotions, the reactions, the passions, and the one's principle, reason, and knowledge that prevail to determine one's actions. Aspiration supports the ideals that hope and ambition and motivation are the key elements that allows a person to seek to be the best of what they can choose to do for attainment, power, and superiority. Aspiration is the feeling that one is wanted, that can be had for all events that will turn out for the best. Aspiration is the desire for personal achievement. Aspiration is also the object of this desire. Aspiration comes from rewards inherently to a task or an activity within itself. Students are likely to be motivated if they attribute their educational results to internal factors that they can control. They believe, of course, they can be effective agents in reaching a desired goal, i.e., and/or they're interested in mastering a topic rather than just learning to achieve good grades. Followed by purity, which can be defined as without any imperfections or impurities. They realize that the building purity and protecting it throughout your life is virtually a current for your effectiveness or future legacy as a leader. Our leaders need to be in the habit of doing right so that when situations arise, they naturally respond with generosity, integrity, purity, or other appropriate godly character traits. Though at times we feel pressed on every side, that we stick to our core beliefs, remaining confident and uncompromising in the face of opposition, knowing that the odds are stacked against us. I'd like to draw your attention to the reference of the mission statement directed from Phi Theta Kappa, and I quote, "The purpose of Phi Theta Kappa is to recognize and encourage scholarship among two-year college students. To achieve this purpose, Phi Theta Kappa provides an opportunity for the development of leadership and service, for an intellectual climate, for an exchange of ideas and ideals, for a lively fellowship for scholars, and for the stimulation of interest in continuing academic excellence. Phi Theta Kappa is more than just recognition. Phi Theta Kappa improves student success by providing opportunities by means of innovative programs and services and an array of membership benefits offered by Phi Theta Kappa, which are unequaled among honor societies. Phi Theta Kappa's mission is twofold. One is to recognize and encourage academic achievement, and two, to provide opportunities for individual growth and development based on the society's 4 hallmarks, which include scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. Keep in mind, inductees, that Phi Theta Kappa will give you the advantage you will need when continuing your education here or at another higher level of institution, or even launching your career. So what about these hallmarks? When considered, scholarship identifies character and qualities of scholars. A true scholarship consists in knowing what things exist, but what they really mean. It's not memory, but judgment. Such interaction tends to be between individuals that bond a common desire, a goal, a problem, or an interest. We also consider the fact that Phi Theta Kappa has foundations for the support of students with over $36 million in assets, which is based on academic merit. Leadership is considered to be an inherited trait which leaders may not be just born. If you desire your willpower, you'll become an effective leader. And good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experience. Good leaders are continually working and studying to improve their leadership skills. They are not just resting on their laurels. And a good friend of mine and my colleagues know the fact of that they just did not bring their rocking chairs to work. Service is an act of giving assistance or an advantage to another person, which empowers people at every stage of life to become competent, capable, and compassionate. Leaders help by helping others learn from them. Former President George H. Bush quotes, "From now on, any definition of a successful life must include serving others." Fellowship addresses the idea of an association of people who share a common beliefs or activities. On my lapel, I wear a set of Master Parachutist jump wings. Outside of Jump Master headquarters at the training facility at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, there's a sign with an image that reads, and I quote, "Some of us wear them and others admire them." I joke sometimes and tell others that I used to be 6 foot tall, especially when I first met Dr. Helmick. So there must be some fellowship in this room. In 2008, I had the distinct opportunity to travel to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with the president, the vice president of academic affairs of Western Piedmont Community College, and a former student, PTK president, Nancy Epley. Ms. Epley was selected to represent Western Piedmont Community College and the state of North Carolina as a New Century Scholar, and made the U.S. All-A academic team, which was based on academic excellence, including intellectual rigor and academic growth. She displayed continuous enthusiasm and the dedication for her education, which bears to her an exemplary role as a student, a leader, and mentor. She is considered to be a distinguished alumni of this institution. Among other distinguished alumni you may recognize would be Jean Kilpatrick, Ambassador, Fred Hayes from Apollo 13, Sella Ward, actress, Dr. William Roper, Director of Centers for Disease and Control, and H. Ross Perot, businessman, and I couldn't leave out Trisha Yearwood, entertainer. However, As I look out among you, the current inductees, I see distinguished and accomplished students. So congratulations. Your academic excellence will be rewarded by becoming a member of Phi Theta Kappa. However, achieving success cannot be done alone. It takes a team. So stop and take the time to reflect and remember those that have helped you along the way to help you to get here. Your membership is not only an honor, but an opportunity to grow as a scholar, develop as a leader, and make a difference through service. All the best to each and every one of you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Just told Danny not to sit down, to stand over there, so he's doing what I asked him to do. Thank you, Danny. We want you to stay here for a little while because we have a special presentation from Phi Theta Kappa. Many of you in this room know Danny Dixon, and some of you know his story. The reason that he got such a short introduction from Ms. Crawford is because I asked to give the rest of the story. So Danny has been with Western Piedmont, as Rhea said, since 1996, serving as instructor and coordinator chair of the Criminal Justice Department. Danny's background includes a variety of positions. He was a loss prevention investigator for Food Lion and supervised a host of detectives. He's a police officer in Fayetteville, North Carolina, following in his father's footsteps in that same area. He worked undercover in narcotics and prostitution. Personally, I find it hard to believe, but he was a motorcycle officer. Also find that a little hard to believe, but I've seen the pictures. He was a police instructor in firearms, self-defense training, traffic control, and investigations. He was a member of the U.S. Army 75th Ranger Battalion and with the 82nd Airborne Division. He's a master in jungle warfare, distinguished airborne trooper, one of out of 15,000 people selected to be that distinguished airborne person. It was a distinguished military career, and Danny likes to tell the story that he used to be 6 feet 2 inches tall until he started jumping out of planes. He is a master parachutist, and that's why he is the height that he is today. He said that, I just repeated it. His degrees and academic accomplishments, though, why he is working at Western Piedmont Community College, include a master's degree in criminal justice from Boston University, a Bachelor of Criminal Justice from Fayetteville State University, an Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice from Fayetteville Tech, a graduate certification in Criminal Justice from Appalachian State, and also the North Carolina General Police Certification and an honor graduate from Fayetteville Police Academy. Danny is known as the go-to guy at Western Piedmont Community College if you want to get something done right. He's the former senior advisor to Phi Theta Kappa. He was voted Teacher of Excellence at Western Piedmont in 2003. He's the former co-chair of the Western Piedmont Foundation annual fundraising campaign at least twice that I know of. He's a member of the college security assessment and security plan team. He served on numerous committees which hired a lot of personnel at this college. He's an outstanding office decorator. Many of you don't know this. He has the only office on campus that contains both flags, a water feature, and a stuffed snake. And he does all that in less than 100 square feet. He is a timeless mimic of all college and community college personnel, including presidents. Mostly what Danny is known for is his tireless devotion to his students. As a former vice president of this college, I heard numerous accounts from the students and parents about how life-changing Danny's criminal justice program was. He is devoted to recruiting and retaining students in his program and spends many of his private hours talking to current and potential students. But don't take my word for it. Here's an excerpt from a parent of one of the students in the Western Piedmont Community College Criminal Justice Program. This email arrived coincidentally just last week, and I knew that I was going to do this, so I had to share it with you. In the 5th grade, my son was diagnosed with a learning disability in reading comprehension. He hated school. He wanted to quit so many times that I simply prayed that he would graduate. He finally got an amazing teacher who worked with him daily to help him stay on track. She, the teacher, was a godsend. I thought his high school graduation would be the proudest day of my life. Little did I know that it was just the beginning. The summer after high school, he told me that he wanted to enroll at Western Piedmont Community College, and it caught me completely off guard. He applied, took placement tests, and signed up for classes. He chose criminal justice because that's what his sister was taking at Appalachian State. He later told me that he was only going for one semester. One of his classes that first semester was with Danny Dixon. Day after day, DeMarcus would come home repeating the many life stories that Mr. Dixon had shared that day. And I'm just going to add one thing in there. If you've ever talked to Danny, he has many, many, many life stories to tell. He fell in love with his class, and eventually he fell back in love with his school. Halfway through that first semester, he told me that for the first time in a long time, he was as excited about school, and he intended to continue with his education. He said that Mr. Dixon made him realize that he could do it, and for the first time ever, he was proud of himself. For the first time since ever, I watched my son do homework and study. He became engaged with his instructors and his classmates, and it was all because of Mr. Dixon. My son will graduate from Western Piedmont in a couple of weeks and is continuing his education at Elizabeth City State University in the fall. This is an accomplishment that I never dreamed would happen for him, and we'd all owe it all to Mr. Dixon. He changed his life. Ladies and gentlemen, the kind of devotion to learning and student success exhibited by Danny Dixon is rare in the teaching profession. And as a senior administrator at this campus, I am grateful to Danny for his devotion to the college and to his students. So on behalf of a grateful Phi Theta Kappa, I present this award for outstanding service to the college and to PTK. Danny, I thank you on behalf of all of us at Western Piedmont Community College. And here. This award is a custom-made award from our woodworking program that we have here, professional crafts woodworking programs. Danny, you're the only one in the world that has one of these. And this is done on, I'm pretty sure that's curly maple, and it's solid curly maple, it's not veneer. So it's quite a rare thing. So Danny, congratulations.
Thank you for this honor, sir.
This is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, students. Tonight, you are being inducted into the Alpha Gamma Mu chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, a scholarly fellowship that embraces two-year colleges, not only of your state, but of the nation and the world. You will find yourself in an atmosphere of scholarship, one in which you must give yourself in order that the organization may be meaningful to you. Abraham Lincoln advises us to always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other thing. John F. Kennedy says, "Remember that our nation's first great leaders were also our first great scholars." In front of the lectern, you see that there's a torch. The torch symbolizes knowledge and wisdom, a white rose which symbolizes purity and the beauty of life. There was behind me a Phi Theta Kappa emblem. There is not. Within the emblem are 3 Greek letters. They represent wisdom, aspiration, and purity that Mr. Dixon spoke about. Dr. Helmick, officers, family, and friends, I am pleased to present to you these candidates for the membership of Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership and have been selected because of their scholastic achievements, leadership potential, and the ability to serve as models to their peers. We recommend them for acceptance into the Alpha Gamma Mu chapter of Phi Theta Kappa at Western Piedmont Community College.
Will the candidates for induction please rise for the new members pledge located on the back of your program? Repeat after me. I do solemnly promise on this 18th day of April, 2019, to uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa and to make this object and aim foremost in my mind. And I do solemnly pledge allegiance to my fellow members and promise to aid them in all worthy endeavors. And I do solemnly pledge allegiance to my fellow members and promise to aid them in all worthy endeavors. Please be seated.
Congratulations to you all. As I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate and sign the oath. Josue Cardona. Griffin Kate. Aubrey Clark. Emma Deal. Juan Gamino. Isaiah Gordon. Brandy Greer. Sabrina Haas. Kaylee James. Cassie Locklear. Cynthia Lowry. Kayla Marshall. Amelia Martin. Lee Metcalf. Dorothy Mulchin. Nathan Perkins. Gracie Presnell. Allison Roper. Tamara Smith. Taylor Smith. Abigail Sprouse. Sarah Watts. Erica Wisnut. Congratulations to you all.
It is my pleasure to welcome you into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars it affords. I salute you for your accomplishments, and I charge you to dedicate yourselves to the cultivation of a well-reasoned life. All new members, please remain in the auditorium for a group photo. Guests may follow our ushers to the lobby for a reception. Thank you for your support of the new inductees.